My daughter was called a brat for buying her own things. My daughter Danica has been independent since she was 15. She's always worked, always handled her own money, and even contributes to our household bills every single month. She doesn't ask us for anything. When she wants something, she saves up, she budgets, and she buys it herself. Last year, she bought herself a MacBook because her old laptop was falling apart. She bought a Marc Jacobs bag for work and school. She doesn't waste money. She just treats herself when she feels like she's earned it. And honestly, she has. So, we go on this family trip with my brother, his wife, and their 2 kids, Tammy and Nick. Neither of them has ever worked a day in their lives. They rely completely on their parents. Danica, being the kind soul she is, even pays for little things for them during the trip. Snacks, drinks, small stuff. And then, while shopping, she picks up a few things for herself, plus some gifts for her friends back home. Nothing crazy. That night at dinner, out of nowhere, my sister-in-law turns to us and says we're spoiling Danica too much. I laughed and told her, she's spoiling herself. Every cent comes from her own job. But then this woman turns directly to Danica, my daughter, and tells her she shouldn't be flaunting her purchases in front of her cousins. She sneers about Danica's cushy little office job and how we've apparently spoiled her into the person she is. Danica, bless her heart, immediately apologizes. She says she didn't mean to flaunt anything, but I saw it, the way her face dropped, how embarrassed she looked. My husband slammed his hand on the table and said she doesn't need to apologize for her hard work, and I backed him up. I reminded her that Danica has been paying her own way since she was 15, that she's not some entitled brat, but my sister-in-law doubled down. She called my daughter a brat to her face, said we weren't teaching her how to manage her money, and that all this money has gone to her head. Danica excused herself, left the table, and went back to the hotel. When we got there later, we found her crying in her room. I called my brother, hoping he'd talk some sense into his wife, but instead he tells me that Tammy has been crying for days about not having what Danica has. Apparently she wanted the newest MacBook too, but her mom told her no. So instead of dealing with their own kids' jealousy, they decided to humiliate mine. And now the family's blowing up our phones. Some are calling us assholes, some are siding with us. But all I can think about is my daughter, the one who's worked for everything she has, sitting there in tears because her own family couldn't handle seeing her succeed.